Fabulous Las Vegas. Holy shit. God damn. So, I have a theory. And honestly, there's no real evidence to support this theory. But the theory makes me feel nice and warm inside, so I'm going to share the theory. I think that the 300 mile an hour or 300 mile per charge EV SUV Ford Motor Company is talking about might have something to do with the Ford Bronco. And I'll go a step further. I think it might be a Ford Bronco, or at least some variant on the Bronco. Now, for those of you who don't know the whole crazy story about the Bronco, a while ago, Ford Motor Company announced that it would be building a plant in Mexico. It was going to move production of its smaller cars, namely the Focus and the Fiesta, to Mexico to free up some factory space in, I think it was somewhere near Dearborn, Michigan, one of their factories up there. Now, this enraged a certain politician whose last name rhymes with Jump, and Ford was forced to say why they were doing it. They were forced to release documents that were saying that they were going to build the Ford Bronco. What is this guy doing? Recently at CES, which is a consumer electronics show in Vegas, which is probably the largest consumer electronics show in the world, Ford announced that they would be electrifying 13 vehicles, and that they would be providing a 300 mile per charge electric SUV. Now, there have been some rumors floating online about what the Ford Bronco might look like. Now, let me just say, it's not going to look like those awesome renderings you've seen on the internet, or at least I don't think it will. Those photos you've seen on the internet with the 8-inch round headlights and the super cool, tough off-road exterior that looks just like the original 1960s, 70s Broncos are not going to be the ones that we're going to be getting. At least I don't think so. And this is why I think that. One, those renderings were not made by Ford Motor Company themselves, rather a Ford Bronco forum, I believe, or some Ford Bronco fan page. Recently, Ford has announced that the Ford Bronco will be based somewhat off the Ford Everest, which is an Australian market, well, it's most prevalent in Australia, it's sold in other markets, SUV that's, I believe, based on the Ford Ranger. Now, from what I remember, it should be body on frame. Now, Ford has already announced that they're going to be bringing a hybrid Mustang with the same power as the V8 and a hybrid Ford F-150. Both are promised to meet or exceed the current power outputs of the current model vehicles. And like I said, I really don't have any evidence or proof as to what I'm saying. I just hope it to be true. Now, if Ford is really going to go after that off-road demographic, it makes sense to have a gasoline version. And I don't think it'll just be available in either gas or electric. There'll probably be 3 different variants, maybe more. Hello, Dudu. Misty. Hi. Anyway, the Bronco has always been targeted towards that beach buggy / off-roader aspect of it. Granted, most people know the Bronco from the OJ chase. But as an automobile, it has had for a long time now a really rough and rugged image. If Ford was to marry that rough and tough image with their hybrid power plant or their electric drive system, I think it'll be a whole new game changer. Because when Ford did release their Ford F-150 the Ford F-150 plug-in hybrid announcement, granted, some people were not happy, but those people weren't going to buy the truck anyway. The fanfare around the plug-in hybrid F-150 was pretty amazing, because Americans we love trucks and SUVs. I love trucks and SUVs. I would much rather prefer to be driving around in a nice big off-road truck or SUV. Like, our other cars are off-road truck and SUV. And I feel like there's a large percent of the market base who do drive trucks who would love to have much better fuel economy. And it would make a lot of sense for Ford to build it, for Ford to turn their most iconic cars into a variant for plug-in hybrid, because the Mustang and F-150 are not just cars. To be absolutely honest, they're more of a symbol of America. And I know those non-car guys watching this are thinking I'm crazy, but you ask anybody in the world to name an American car, I guarantee you about 99% of them will either say Ford Mustang or Ford F-150. Look, there's something special about a Mustang. There's something about it. It's the only pony car to survive all of its production years. It hasn't come back and gone away. It's withstood the test of time. And for that, Ford has a winner. They have an amazing car on their hands. And to give it a plug-in hybrid variant would simply just expand its market appeal. I made a conscious choice to not buy a new car or a car manufactured past the date of 2015 that wasn't at least in some way electrified. And I'll admit most people won't be doing the same thing. But I've been teaching a couple people how to drive, namely my sister, my best friend, and his girlfriend, right? Which is quite a few. I should also start driving to school. But besides the point, I've taught them in this car. And if there's one thing that both of them love about this car, they love how easy it is to drive, how mellow and zen it is. It's just a chill car. The steering is so light. Like, it's the perfect city car. Now, if you're able to create a car that's both amazing in the city and amazing on the highway, and great for hard work for a long day, I think they'll have a real home run. And one of the best ways that they can build an amazing city car that gets great gas mileage is by simply sticking an electric motor to it. It's that simple. If I'm wrong, I hope it has at least a partial electric drive system. But I really believe that Ford's 300-mile SUV might be the Bronco. Granted, there are lots of flaws in my thinking. There's something about the muscle car that almost enchants the little boys and girls. Everybody loves the Mustang. Everyone loves the Corvette. It's just classic Americana. And to see that classic Americana evolve and grow and become faster and stronger, it's going to make a lot of people smile. That being said, Ford, if you can find a way to make that plug-in hybrid Mustang with a manual transmission, you will be the best company in the world. Now, if you like this video, hit like down below. If you want to see more of these videos, I do some random talking videos, and I also drive around on my ride around on my motorcycle. And I do DIY stuff. Just hit the subscribe button down below. Seriously?